Hello and welcome back, adventurers, to another episode of Underdark Cellars. Today we are making Halfling Oatmeal Sweet Nibbles from the Hero's Feast. Let's dive right in and get started. In a bowl, we're combining our dry ingredients, so our all-purpose flour, our rolled oats, our baking soda, and our kosher salt. And we're going to just mix this together until everything is evenly integrated. Set that aside, and then we're going to work on our wet ingredients. So in a larger bowl, we're going to add 1 cup of butter at room temperature and 1.5 cups packed light brown sugar, and we're going to whisk this together until the butter and sugar are nice and fluffy and everything is evenly integrated. Make sure you're scraping down the sides to make sure everything is as evenly incorporated as possible. And then to this, we're going to add 1 egg that's been beaten, along with 2 teaspoons pure vanilla extract, and we're going to mix this together again until everything is evenly incorporated. Once that's done, we're going to add in our dry ingredients and mix that together, and you guessed it, until everything is evenly incorporated. But we don't want to overmix this. We want these to be nice and soft. To that, we're going to add our butterscotch chips and our semi-sweet chocolate chips, and fold those in until, again, everything is evenly incorporated and things are evenly distributed. Prep a cookie sheet with either a piece of parchment paper or a Silpat silicone baking liner. I used a silicone baking liner for this. And then we are going to take a tablespoon's worth of cookie dough and roll that into balls, and then we're going to use our fingers and gently squish them so that they spread out evenly. And we are going to pop these in the oven at 350 degrees for about 15 minutes. I baked mine for closer to 13 minutes because I prefer a softer cookie. Once those are done, we're going to pull them out of the oven, let them sit for a minute, and then transfer to a cooling rack and let them cool down completely before enjoying. And it's time for a taste test, but not before I show you the texture on the top and on the bottom. With that out of the way, let's move into final thoughts. Alright, first and foremost, these are extremely sweet. So they are perfect for halflings, but they do have 1.5 cups of packed light brown sugar, 1 cup of butterscotch chips, and 1 cup of chocolate chips. Now, I found the butterscotch to be a tad overwhelming, so I think I might change the chip to maybe a caramel, or honestly just to another cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips. I love oatmeal chocolate chips, but these are very sweet, so maybe only have 1 of these with a cup of milk to cut the sweetness. Second, I ran 2 test batches. I ran 1 on a silicone-lined baking sheet and another on a parchment-lined baking sheet. I put both in for 13 minutes, and I found that the texture on the parchment-lined baking sheet was a little softer. So if you're looking for a softer cookie, I would use a parchment-lined baking sheet for 13 minutes. I would not use the silicone if you're looking for like a super soft cookie. So for a slightly crunchier cookie, use a silicone baking sheet. For a slightly softer cookie, I would use a parchment paper lined baking sheet. Last but not least, the rating. I would give these an 8 out of 10. Now, again, I think this is due to personal preference, but these were just too sweet for me. I had to have like 2 glasses of milk to finish a cookie. So I found it a little cloyingly sweet where your tongue burns a little bit. So if you don't have a problem with that and you have a bigger sweet tooth than I do, then you're probably going to rate these a little different. I will probably make these again for a game night where I'm entertaining more than just like my husband and myself. So with that said, I'll probably make these again, but I might cut down on the sugar content just a little bit. That brings us to the end of today's episode. Thank you so much for sticking around. If you liked what you saw, please like and subscribe. We'd love to have you. We do things all food and fantasy here at Underdark Cellars. If you have any comments or questions, leave them down below. I love to hear from you. And with that, adventurers, I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.